J. Jaganathan, board certified neurosurgeon. Today we're talking about the announcement from the Trump administration, HHS, about the possible link between acetaminophen use and autism in pregnant women. So as a matter of full disclosure, I have no links to pharma, so my opinions of this are somewhat unbiased. First of all, autism is a disorder characterized by speech and communication difficulties that's often identified in young children. It is true that the prevalence of autism has increased over the past several years. Specifically, the rate has gone up from 1 in 36 children who were born with autism in 2020 to 1 in 31 in 2022. Now, the reason for the increased risk of autism during this period of time could be from two major factors. One is that the inclusion criteria for autism was changed by the American Psychiatric Association in 2013, thus broadening the diagnosis and allowing more kids to be diagnosed. Number two, the identification of kids at an earlier stage in life is done more easily now than what it was done many years earlier. Autism is thought to be related to a disorder related to damage of neurons as they prune or as they cleave themselves during development, and that's thought to be the cause of this disorder. So in terms of studies, the data has really been mixed in terms of proving a causal link between autism and Tylenol use. Let's start with the studies that show a no association. Probably the largest such study was published last year in the Journal of the American Medical Association, which was a Swedish cohort study that looked at 2.4 million children that were studied over a period of 20 plus years and found no causal link between Tylenol use and autism. The power of this study, although limited as a cohort study, is in the numbers, and this fact that such a large number of cases didn't show a link does demonstrate some doubt to the theory of a link between the two. Secondly, another study published in 2024 by the Cleveland Clinic did not show a causal link between Tylenol use in pregnancy and the rate of autism and autism spectrum disorders. Again, this was not a randomized control study. Unfortunately, you cannot ethically do a randomized control study in this population because obviously you would have significant difficulty in deciding who the control group would be. Now let's look at the studies that show a possible link between Tylenol use and autism disorder in pregnancy. Most recently, a large meta-analysis of 46 studies showed that 27 of them demonstrated a clear causal link. In this specific study, they actually felt that the data was strong enough to demonstrate a link in between autism and autism spectrum disorders and Tylenol use in pregnancy. In fact, these authors felt that the stronger studies, the ones that were better designed, actually were more likely to prove a causal link than the ones that were weaker studies. Nevertheless, this was again limited by being a meta-analysis and thus loses power from the fact that it's a combination of multiple studies, all of which have their own differences in methodology. A second study published this year from Mount Sinai Hospital showed a 20 to 30% increased risk of autism and autism spectrum disorders related to the use of Tylenol during pregnancy.